Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. We are Watchers Weekly. Thanks for tuning into your favorite podcast. My name is Matt Allen. Along with me, you got Hunter Bot over here, and my main man who showed us all what Periscope really means. Oh my goodness. I forgot all about this. Joe has a special name that we use, because his legal name, and we have to use his legal name. And I have it pulled up, but sometimes it just goes away because it doesn't like me. But let's first, before we get into Joe's legal name, let us talk about our best friend coming in here. Timothy Johnstead, special guest. Timothy Johnstead
welcome, Tim.
From the band Saving Vinyl City. He's going to come. He's here, going to talk to us a little bit about Star Trek, Star Wars when we get into it. But like I said before, there is no Watchers Weekly that would be complete without Joseph, Bartholomew, Reginald, Marie, Esteban, Franklin, Matsumoto, YMC Krebs.
Mm-hmm. What's up?
What's up,
Joe? Thanks for showing us Periscope.
Thanks for showing us Periscope.
This is legit. Here we are. I used it for the first time today.
We hope you guys are having fun. Listen to it. We got a bunch of stuff that we're going to do. If you have a question, just shout it out. We'll try to get to it. We don't want to make. We want to lose anybody.
Periscope.
Hunters on Periscope.
Will not
answering your questions.
I'm just going to use this.
Yeah. So, yeah. Thank you so much. Once again, you can tune in to us on YouTube. Watchers Weekly is on YouTube. Also, we might be getting a host site soon, so that's pretty cool. So keep your fingers crossed and your arms crossed and other things crossed for that. But we have so much to talk about. Nerds, Jabberwashies, all of y'all people out in cyberspace. Good night. I don't know if you went to bed last night or the night before and you said, well, there's no way things could be any better than they were. And I can tell you for one, it has been a nerd explosion. What do we call it? Trailerpalooza?
Trailerpalooza.
It was like Trailerpalooza the sequel dash
Trailerpalooza 2.
Nerd Christmas.
Nerd Christmas. Everything you've been waiting for the last couple years came out just yesterday. And you were just wondering what was going on? That's going on. So we're good. I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start with all of it. But let's go with Batman Superman trailer. So right now we're gonna be talking about the Batman Superman trailer. I'm gonna let Hunter, you start. You tell us what you think, and then we're
Yeah. So here's the thing. I'm in the middle of moving, so I can't physically show you. My comic collection is like 75-80% DC. Some random indie stuff, and then a couple of Marvel comics.
Because you gotta have it. You gotta have it.
Have to have a couple things, but DC is just the jam. That's my big thing. And so when I heard that when I saw that on Facebook, the little hashtag thing was talking about how the trailer came out, I lost my mind. Yeah. And I walked into the next room, got on my laptop, and watched it. And I screamed like a little girl. I'm ashamed of it. I am. But it was awesome.
Yes.
It was great.
Yes.
Because here's the thing. As someone who I just love the Batman comics, I think they're one of the best examples of the art form. And Dark Knight Returns specifically, to see a well-executed trailer that didn't give away a whole lot, but teased just enough of this of the bits and showed you all these things, and it was great. There's little perspective shifts where you see stuff that we saw in Man of Steel from Bruce Wayne's perspective as he's watching the tower go down. He starts screaming. It was awesome. I've been on Team Batfleck since it started. I was like, because if there is a person who's actually Bruce Wayne, Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck is basically real life.
Because you know what everyone said? He could never be Batman.
And
that is exactly right. That's what he wants to be.
He's a guy that could not be Batman.
They said the same thing about Daredevil.
Yeah, except for they always figured out who Daredevil was in all the comics.
Not legally.
But they knew.
But kind of.
So, okay.
Yes,
but
I was really into it. I loved that the Kryptonite's coming back. I love that they're doing the Zod thing.
Yes. Yeah.
And probably my favorite thing was that they're doing exactly what we were hoping they were going to do. Because here's the deal with the Superman, the previous Superman thing. Man, that is the worst. The problem with the previous Superman movie was that he just wrecked this city. Yeah. And we were all saying Superman shouldn't have done that. That is wrong. And now, the opening in the trailer, you see
the world saying
hey, Superman, that was wrong.
Yes.
And that's really cool. And I'm really excited about it.
I said this to Matt earlier today. I told him, you know what? The trailer did exactly what or at least it showed in what's going to happen in this movie exactly what needs to happen in this movie. Because when we went to go see Man of Steel, the second the credits were done rolling, I was distraught, for lack of a better word, at what they turned Superman into. And Superman's my dude. Like, that is my number one superhero out of DC.
You're wearing a Superman shirt?
I'm wearing a Superman shirt out of all the symbols of Superman throughout time, since the beginning through Superman Returns, which we kind of forget about anyways. But Superman needed to redeem himself from this movie.
Yep.
That's what needed to happen. From Man of Steel, he needed now to redeem himself because he has now fallen from grace. And this trailer begins with him seemingly doing just that.
I fixed it.
So that was brilliant. I mean, now it's like, okay, Superman needs to deal with the realistic consequences of his actions.
Yeah.
That's really great.
So I was watching the trailer, the Batman Superman trailer. And, okay, I'm going to be the first one, because I love to be Mr. Negative. I'm Captain Controversy. That's my thing. I did not like it.
What?
I did not like it. But here's the reason why I didn't like it. Not because, like, there's a couple of things that happen in the trailer that I'm not sure that I want to see or want to see more of or want to hear more of. Number one, Jesse Eisenberg did not bring it. This trailer was the time for Jesse Eisenberg to, like, really give it to us as Lex Luthor, and he did not bring it. At least in my estimation. Like, he went with the weird Superman 1 polka dot suit, like Lex Luthor.
He did do that.
Like, and now granted, it's not his. Like, he's like, I want to be this Lex Luthor. I'm sure that someone made him do that, but that choice to me seems so not right. And weird, and his voice was strange. Like, he seemed like he was, like, being crazy and not like a business tycoon, which I thought was weird. So I didn't like any of that. So I thought it was a little messed up. The whole Batman, Superman, you see a couple bits of Superman, Batman fighting, or what is supposed to look like Superman, Batman fighting. Like I said before, I think it was episode 1 of Watchers Weekly. This very first episode, I said this, and I will say it again every single time. Batman is only alive because Superman allows it to continue. It's not because Batman's like so smart, so strong. It's because that if Batman's greatest power is that Superman doesn't snap his neck every time he gets an attitude. Because in the Man of Steel version of Superman, he's just snapping necks and dropping dudes like candy. And
destroying
Batman
buildings full of
destroying buildings
full of
innocent people to punch one guy again. A guy who won't die from punching. He's willing to risk everybody in the building to punch him. So so the fact that Batman jumps on him and breaks him through a skylight makes me laugh. Because Superman's even, if you watch the trailer and pause it on Superman's face, he kind of looks like, come on and jump on me, dude. If you get it, it's gonna make you feel better. So I hope that that's how both of the fights go. That Superman is just like, I'm not gonna fight you, dude, and Batman's like, fight me, and he's like, I'm not gonna do that because I would kill you. Because we got an older Batman. You see that, right? You saw it too.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, like an older, graying hat Batman. A couple other things we saw. Wonder Woman.
Yes.
Well,
Which, she looks phenomenal.
Yeah, and you did see the invisible plane parked in the background.
Yep.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I was trying to do it subtly, and you.
I was really confused with what you were talking about. Well, another thing we talked about in episode 1, and I don't think the thing at the very end when it was awesome when Superman just kind of rips apart the Batmobile and it's like, hey, what's up? I don't think they're gonna fight there. I honestly think the only time they're gonna fight is that little altercation when he brings the bat signal up and does that. I think the rest of it's just a facade that they're like gonna hate each other this entire movie and stuff. I bet I wouldn't even be surprised if that fight with the bat signal happens early, the first half of the movie.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
And then there's a bigger issue that they have to think. I thought it was really cool to see Zod's body come back, and because it's one thing. you know, how would Lex Luthor know that kryptonite is this thing that would hurt? Maybe, you know, he's going to study Zod's body in some way, shape, or form, or they're going to do all these experiments on him. So it threw a lot of... I liked your point, Hunter, that threw a lot of different things at you, but going back to Matt's point that he made back in episode 1 about, like, if Batman even comes close to, like, duking it out with Superman in that suit, he should never take off that suit, ever.
Yeah.
He should wear that suit 100% of the time and just be Superman.
It would be Iron Man.
Yeah.
Just be Iron Man. Be Bat-themed Iron Man.
Yeah.
But with Wonder Woman showing up,
yes,
I am impressed with how good she looked.
Yeah.
And not good she looked as in, oh, wow, she's hot. Not that.
No,
how good she looked as, like, a warrior. How good she looked like, oh, no, this looks like a legitimate Wonder Woman.
Yep.
This isn't, like... You know those pictures floating around with Megan Fox looking like Wonder Woman and things like that? Like, and Megan Fox is fine in her own right. If you're a fan of Megan Fox, congratulations. But, like... I really thought that Gal Gadot is how you say her name?
I think so.
She looked great. She looked like she was fierce. It was great. Same with Ben Affleck. I thought he looked great as an older Batman. He was bigger. His sides were graying. I thought everybody fit the parts really well, casting wise. It looked great. Perry White. What's his name? Who's the actor who's playing?
Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne as Perry White is it was one of the casting things that just I think flew past people in Man of Steel. But he really is like I was like,
he's great.
He's great.
He's phenomenal.
So
he's
everybody
phenomenal.
in the cast,
really
except for with the exception of Jesse Eisenberg, for me personally, is kind of like seems on point. And we haven't seen Aquaman yet, but I'm sure we will.
We saw him briefly swimming underwater.
Are you sure that was him? That wasn't him.
It wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't Aquaman. I'm just saying someone was swimming underwater, which maybe will tie it
something.
in. Yeah, they saw something.
So I think is the appropriate moment to say it. Dear DC people who made this movie happen, you should have cast Bryan Cranston as Lex Luthor. For shame.
Actually,
for shame. Did you guys ever watch that fan made? I think I made you two watch it. Did you ever see the fan made
totally
trailer?
saw it.
It was with like clips from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And from
I think also was maybe clips from
some of Ben Affleck stuff.
Yeah,
too.
some other stuff.
As well.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
It was just brilliant.
It was so good.
And let us not forget the wonderful but short-lived performance of Bryan Cranston in Godzilla.
Yeah.
He was so amazing. That huge monologue that he did, like towards like the end of his time in that movie was brilliant. And I was like, yes, Lex Luthor, any day.
Seriously. Yeah. It would have been so good.
Any day. But maybe they wanted to go with like a younger
well, yeah,
Lex,
because I mean, America, like in culture now, the business tycoon that we think about isn't the guy who paid his dues and is now like a 35-year-old just killing it. Yeah. It's I made an app and I'm now
it's Mark Zuckerberg. So who better to play Lex Luthor than the guy who also played Mark Zuckerberg?
I wasn't a big fan of him. He just doesn't seem right. I don't think that it just seems like a weird fit. And it's not like I think the world has gone DEFCON 7 when it comes to trailers or just analyzing everything and the access to everything. Because when The Dark Knight came out, it wasn't the same culture as it is now. Like the superhero check everything, 1,000 leaked trailers, teasers of teasers, teasers of posters of teasers. Like it doesn't exist that way. So now when you saw that Heath Ledger was going to play the Joker, and I will say this every time someone said Heath Ledger was going to play the Joker, I said no. This seems dumb. Yeah. That kid from Brokeback Mountain? No, shut it down. Like, that's what I said. Shut it down.
He did do more than Brokeback
Mountain. No. He did that. But that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Like, kid from Brokeback Mountain. I mean, Knight's Tale was great and all, but, like, the Joker?
You're going to get some rom-com guy
some rom-com guy? No, get out of here. Right. You know, you have Johnny Depp. You have the people that look like the people that should do that. Yeah. You know, everyone was saying, Johnny Depp should be the Joker. Johnny Depp because he was weird and lanky, and he seems like the Joker kind of guy. But then when Heath Ledger did it, and he blew up the whole world, with his performance, and then died, he was like, this was the best. It made me think, okay, I'm going to give everybody a chance. I said the same thing about Anne Hathaway as Catwoman, and that paid out, even though that movie was horrible. She did a great job as Selena Kyle. Yeah. So, I'm going to give Jesse Eisenberg the benefit of the doubt. However, his performance in the trailer alone, to me, is it
weird that I thought Jesse Eisenberg made a better Lex Luthor in the the earlier trailer when we just heard him talk than in this trailer when we actually saw him.
Yeah.
Is that
so true?
Because when he was just saying and talking about Superman, like, yeah, people think he's like a god and blah, 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 and just like saying all this stuff, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so legit.
Yeah.
But then when I saw him, I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
I hope they retcon Lex Luthor's like where he got all of his money.
Yeah.
It's like you don't scare me, Superman. I invented Twitter.
Yeah, like,
Back up. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Like hashtag can't touch this.
If you want to use Google Maps to find my house, I also invented that.
I'll shut it all down.
I mean, as far as I understand, we're gonna see Lex go through some form of character development because
we have to.
Jesse Eisenberg cut his hair at some point. So I mean, unless that was just a facade,
no, it's gonna
this
be,
Lex Luthor just
they're gonna Mandarin us.
So he's gonna go.
Mandarin.
He's
Oh,
not
gosh.
even Lex Luthor.
He's
There's some other guy
Like, who's really Lex
really
Luthor.
Lex Luthor.
Oh gosh.
If it's Bryan Cranston, I would be for that.
That was the worst plot twist ever. I'm
That was
sorry.
great. So, all that to say, the Superman Batman movie officially leaked the trailer. It was great, but which is great. We talked about it's official. That one's officially released, which was smart of them, so that people can look at it in HD and really get to it. But one thing I want to mention, we didn't get to mention in the quick thing, is that the Joker exists in the universe of Superman vs. Batman. Exists in Man of Steel. Existed before Man of Steel at some point because
he's getting tattoos.
Is getting tattoos somewhere in the world because we see a Robin costume, and in that Robin costume there is haha jokes on you written on it.
Yes.
You can find that on Google. You can find that anywhere, that picture. So the Joker is alive and well. And or at least alive in somewhere, and Batman has lost a Robin. Now, we don't know. Maybe he just broke into the place and then he just spray painted on there. We didn't see that. But, I mean, if we look at Joker's character and look at the relationship between Batman and the Joker, chances are the Robin that we've seen in the case is Jason Todd, meaning that Dick Grayson is older and Nightwing, which has been rumored to be a part of the movie, as well as possibly Barbara Gordon existing as a Batgirl, as well as Jason Todd may or may not be being revived by the Lazarus Pit. We really don't know, and hopefully they make that a part of the Suicide Squad, where we see more of the Joker story, more of Harley Quinn's story, and more of mostly Batman's villains story. So speaking of the Suicide Squad, that trailer was also released. It was released by someone who had a cell phone.
Good Samaritan.
It was unofficially released.
It was unofficially released.
There's a little leakage going on.
And this is what I always say about this, and I've been watching a lot of Scandal. Real talk. I don't know if you guys like Scandal out there. All you people on Periscope and all you people listening at home. Or at someone else's home. But leaking things tends to be a lot more intentional than sometimes people give it credit for. Like if they think that something's gonna be bombed, but they don't they don't know if it's gonna be good or bad, because the comic crowd, hey,
stick with it.
Hashtag comic crowd. The comic crowd. They're going to cheer anything that comes up on the screen because they're at Comic-Con and they're being pumped full of nerd, food and gas. It's too late for them.
Right.
But, but if they leak it and then it's positive, then they can be like, oh, this is the official trailer, we like this. If they leak it and they're not sure, they can go back and tweak things. So some of it might be one guy with a camera just leaking it, but you notice that it's always the same thing, which makes me believe it's something official. Yeah. Because who is the one person, the only person brave enough at all of Comic-Con to take out their phone and film?
You know what? That's not valid.
Right.
It's how are there no
it's
other
always
versions
only one person.
It's always only one guy.
Yeah, that's true.
So, just throwing that out there. But the leaked trailer for Suicide Squad came out, and boy, did that have a lot of stuff on it.
That was amazing.
It had a lot of stuff on it. Joe, did you got a chance to see
Yes,
that?
I did see it. Suicide Squad's tricky for me because really I'm not super familiar with the Suicide Squad itself. I'm familiar very little with Deadshot. Harley Quinn, obviously. The Joker, obviously, I am. But outside of that, I'm kind of these are some newer characters for me. So really for me it was just because I had seen in the thing I clicked, it's like, okay, you see Jared Leto as the Joker. So basically the entire time I'm like, all right, let's just get to it. We heard
Let's skip all these other minor characters.
Well, because outside of that, nothing really like excited me, I guess, because I don't know enough about it. But there was the one part where Will Smith said his line that I guarantee said in at least 7 other movies. Let's go save the world.
That's what I...
Here's the thing.
Time to save the world.
It was Deadshot quoting Will Smith's character from Independence Day.
Yeah, I thought he was going to say... I thought he was going to punch someone and be like, welcome to Earth.
Yeah.
Just like, wow. And so, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
or Blackgate.
We'll see. I mean, I haven't read any of the Suicide Squad comics, but my exposure to Suicide Squad is from Justice League Unlimited, and also from Arrow, if you've seen that show.
The television show Arrow.
The television show
on
Arrow.
CW, which is like, hey, what if we couldn't get the rights to Batman? What can we work with?
Hey, this Green Arrow's guy, he's pretty similar. Let's do that.
Let's do that.
Hey,
he's not.
it's a great show. Most of the time.
It's a show.
It was a great show until they decided to make him
until
Batman.
season 2.
No,
until season 1.
Yeah, no, it was pretty... Like, in the very beginning.
The very first episode, it was like, you
Understand.
failed this city.
Understand. Yeah, no, seriously. And the worst part is, especially when they are not, like, doing superhero things, one character is, like, angsty and frustrated and, like, wants to give up, and then one of them is like, oh, I'm grizzled and have experience, let me teach you life lessons. And then the next episode, they switch roles and do it the other way
because humans
around.
are complex, Hunter.
No.
They can be
Humans aren't that complex. Like, complexity would be like... Complexity would be like they don't know they're doing that, but or they know they're intended, but like it's like they forgot all about last episode in the next episode.
Yeah, seriously, because it's like they're teaching the same moral every time.
Hey, but you know what though?
Don't kill people, but I'll kill people.
One good thing that came out of Arrow
was the Flash. The only good thing that came out of Arrow was the Flash, and and Oliver Queen, the guy from. Who's playing Oliver Queen in Arrow, being Casey Jones in the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie.
He's a good actor.
He is a good actor.
Stephen Amell. Yeah,
he's just not given a lot to work with on that show.
Yeah.
So that's all I have to say about that. But we were talking about the only thing.
Suicide Squad was they showed. I think it was a brilliant depiction. I don't know if anyone else has seen the episodes of the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I have.
But I thought that was a brilliant depiction of Suicide Squad, and you get Amanda Waller. It was just like for anyone who doesn't know. Like
the Suicide Squad
who they are, it was a great
They hit it
introduction.
right in there. They hit it right
and the way the characters interacted with each other. And it wasn't all of the characters.
Right.
Like it wasn't you didn't get Captain Boomerang or Harley Quinn. You got
a
a wink of
I didn't
Harley
see
Quinn's,
Captain
like,
Boomerang.
You see like hand with the little sharp boomerang for like a second.
Oh, I missed it.
And
I'm really excited for Captain Boomerang because
I am too.
I don't think people understand how like sadistic that man is, and B how hilarious that Captain Boomerang is going to be taken seriously.
But Captain Boomerang is but you know what though? Captain Boomerang is in the show Arrow. They did have him in Arrow, and he was. I thought it was a legit depiction. I'm the only one who watched the show, but everyone out there who watches the show Arrow.
Yes, someone has requested no more spoilers for Arrow, which we didn't really give.
I didn't give any.
No spoilers.
Oh, I haven't.
Saying,
I'm
hey,
sorry.
don't ruin the show.
Okay,
please.
Fine.
Yeah, don't ruin Arrow. You
jerk.
Sorry for everybody who's watched Arrow. There is arrows in it. I apologize.
For everyone who is not caught up with Arrow.
Can I be honest about Arrow?
At this point,
I think Arrow is like the economic disparity that Flash took and like overcame and became awesome in spite of.
So we won't spoil Arrow for you. We will not talk about Arrow anymore in that way. We won't spoil it for you. You're welcome, Internet. You're welcome.
Well, fine.
We will stop talking about Arrow.
We'll stop talking about it. But we were just talking about it just to talk about the Suicide Squad. That was the only reason.
And the Suicide Squad's coming in, and I think the trailer gave a really good depiction of how everything is going to run out.
Yes.
It's just it's an outfit of supervillains that have been caught, and they're used by the government to do black op missions, and if they fail, the government will say they're just supervillains doing supervillain stuff, and that's it. And it's wonderful. It's just perfect.
I don't know her name.
Amanda Waller?
Yes, the actress. I don't know.
I forget the actress who plays Amanda Waller.
But the actress who plays Amanda Waller, who has been in numerous other stuff, and I'm sure she's an Oscar winner.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I know exactly.
I feel like she's an
It's
Oscar
on the tip
winner.
of my
Is she
tongue.
not?
What is her name?
No, well, I don't know. All right,
Anyways, I think she's won an Oscar. If she hasn't, she deserves it because she's just amazing at everything she's ever done.
She's good.
But I think that is just a brilliant casting decision.
Yeah.
Really, because she...
Yeah.
I don't know, like I said, like, everything I've seen her in, it's been absolutely amazing.
Great.
Viola Davis.
Viola Davis.
I
forget.
Viola Davis
Davis
killing it as Amanda. Well, she was born to play that role.
Seriously,
absolutely
I'm
amazing.
scared. Amanda. So my first introduction to Amanda Waller was Young Justice.
Oh,
she
really?
is two-timing and really like mean.
Yeah, well, Amanda Waller has always been like this.
Yeah, she's always like pretty awful.
She's like,
like
what
she
if...
happens to be on the good guys side? Like
Well,
sometimes.
Not really.
Like
Because if you see her in Justice League Unlimited,
or in any of the Justice League
or
show.
any of the Justice League, she was Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. She is barely good.
She's on the side of the United States government.
United States government.
And that's it.
And that's it. Yeah.
And that is it.
So if the Justice League happen to be
on the side
of the U.S. government,
good for you.
Then good for them.
And then when they're not,
she's
like
kill them.
Kill all of them.
Kill them all.
And one of the things I always said is that Amanda Waller is if what would happen if Oprah decided to be a Black Ops agent.
That's true.
And you get a black hole prison. And you get a black hole prison. Everybody gets a black hole prison.
That is hilarious.
Now there's this team I'm building.
Yeah, this team. Yeah. So anyway, Suicide Squad is really cool. There's a lot of cool characters coming in. If you want to read more about the Suicide Squad that they're basing the movie off of, I would suggest picking up the new 52 version of Suicide Squad that has the Harley Quinn. I think they're going with, at least costume wise, looks a lot like that. The Deadshot I think they're going with, even though he's white in the comics and Will Smith in the movie. And they have controversy. Which, you know what? We haven't heard a whole bunch of that.
Because
Will Smith.
Race only matters with characters that people know really, really well.
But Heimdall was like a big... Everyone was freaking out, but that's because Heimdall paved the way for Will Smith to be Deadshot now.
I think so.
Because if Will Smith was the first black person to take a white comic book character and take it away, we wouldn't be hearing about that. But because we all got it all out of our system with Heimdall, that's why there's not a whole lot of talk about Johnny Storm being black, and there's not a whole lot of talk about Deadshot being black.
That's true.
Because no one knows who Deadshot is, and no one wants to watch the Fantastic Four.
Can I just... but can I just say about the Fantastic Four, for those... Well, I don't know if it's a spoiler if you haven't seen the trailer or whatever, but I think it's fascinating that Johnny Storm... The black Johnny Storm is not the one who is adopted.
Oh yeah, that is. We did talk about that.
Yeah. Did you guys already talk about that?
We've talked about
I haven't been here before, but I just think that's fast.
It was pretty awesome.
Pretty fascinating.
So speaking of more black people in movies, Deadpool. He's not black, but he does listen to Salt and Pepper.
In that trailer
yes,
at all?
He listens to Salt and Pepper and a lot of gangster music
as
in the trailer. I just moved into that segue.
That was a
weird
horrible segue.
But was it? Because we're talking about him right now.
Darn you! Curse you!
My favorite part of that whole trailer was when
which trailer? Deadpool.
Yeah. Was when they're like about to turn him into Deadpool, and they're talking about him becoming a superhero. He's like, as long as he's not wearing a green suit or an animated looking, just completely
like just ripping out the Green Lantern
movie.
And good for him.
And as he should.
Ryan Reynolds
he deserved a better Green Lantern movie. Yeah.
I love Ryan Reynolds.
I like him
Ryan Reynolds has been one of my favorite actors
since Van Wilder.
I think that Van Wilder changed my life. I don't think you guys understand it.
Thank you, Ryan Reynolds.
Thank you, Ryan Reynolds. If you're on Periscope right now, Ryan Reynolds, and you're wondering who is this attractive black man asking you, like talking to you,
and who's his friend who's talking right now?
You made this. And I appreciate it so much. But like the Deadpool trailer, I think it hit everything that we were looking for. We wanted to see whether it was going to be violent. We wanted to see if it was going to be R-rated. We wanted to see if there was going to be swearing. We wanted to see if
it was going to be cartoonish and breaking the fourth wall.
And it did all of those things. Yeah. And if you're looking at a Deadpool movie, right? It's not like you're looking at a SpongeBob movie or a Captain America movie or any squeaky clean superhero character that you were going to get. You're looking at one of the most adult themed superhero mainstream, because there's like other adult themed superheroes that aren't very like well known, but Deadpool is like the most mainstream adult.
Certainly on the internet.
It's like if you were to take Punisher Warzone, but then throw in a bunch of jokes. Like that's essentially what Deadpool is looking like. This
Jean-Claude Van Damme movie plus some, Eddie Murphy, some Adam Sandler slapstick, and there you go. But like, I thought it looked good. I thought Ryan Reynolds looked good. It was a grainy. It's another leaked one. Once again, it's another leaked footage, so we can't see everything with super crystal clarity. I really wanted to look at his face to see how jacked up his face was.
Yes.
He still looks pretty like Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
It's hard to unsexy Ryan Reynolds. Like,
It's hard, man.
It's hard to like get him not good looking.
Blake Lively knows. She knows.
She does know. I'm sure
she probably sees him in the morning before his makeup's on.
Yeah, and she's like,
She's like,
get in the bathroom, boy. So, but anyway, it was good. Mm-hmm. I liked it. The Deadpool thing was cool. A lot of a lot of guns.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of swordplay.
I foresee like hard right like pseudo-religious commentators who are just like, well, the superhero community is just beneficially ruined by this new Deadpool character.
Yeah.
With his shenaniganizing and his swearing.
Yeah.
We're all gonna be like,
no.
It's been here a long time.
Yeah, like Deadpool's that, and the other thing about Deadpool that I think people hopefully aren't going to freak out about as this movie becomes more and more of a thing is that Deadpool's not for everybody. No, please don't take your kids to go see Deadpool because you see Marvel on it.
If you want to be, if you raise your children with violence and swearing and all that stuff,
that's your choice.
Take them to see it. Yeah. If you don't, do not take your kids to see this movie. It is not a children's movie.
It's not a children's movie. It's the same thing I said about Daredevil. Just because you see that it's connected to the Avengers, don't let your kids watch it. Yeah. It's gonna be raunchy. It's gonna be dark. It's gonna have a lot of stuff in there that you might not ready for your kids to see.
Yeah.
And just in general, if you're not about that sort of stuff, it's not Thor. It's not Superman. Yeah. It's for someone who can watch Kill Bill and enjoy it, and then you can go watch Deadpool because then you will be in the same vein of how things like if you don't like Quentin Tarantino movies, which Hateful Eight, we got a poster for the Hateful Eight.
Is awesome.
So be ready. We'll talk about that more another time. But like if you don't like Quentin Tarantino movies, you're not gonna like the Deadpool just because the violence is gonna be that level.
It's like if you took a Tarantino movie and like push The Hangover into it.
Yeah.
Just like let it simmer for a while and then shook it out.
Yeah, that's Deadpool. So, but it's gonna be cool. I'm excited. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
And so there you go. So those sort of there's a little bit of an X-Men Apocalypse trailer, but it was only 15 seconds that was leaked, and it wasn't anything all that interesting. You saw a little bit of Apocalypse, but I can tell you honestly, I don't care about the X-Men anymore.
I wasn't disappointed when we couldn't see more.
Yeah. This is gonna be the last one, right?
Of the official X-Men storyline, yes, I think, because Gambit's the only other one, which I actually am excited for.
I'm incredibly excited for Gambit. Gambit, since the X-Men animated show in the 90s, Gambit has been one of my favorite characters. Yes, I just thought he was awesome.
Yep.
And he had a trench coat.
Yes.
Awesome.
I bet they'll just do a lot more of things like Gambit though. Like they'll pick an interesting character and just give them their own movie instead of making it an X-Men thing.
Yeah.
That'd be my assumption. At the very least, it's gonna be it for a while.
I hope so.
I still just every time I think about X-Men, I wish that First Class would have just been a reboot and they would have just kept it as that instead of combining them. Because I love all the First Class things. That's the only thing I liked about Days of Futures Past. Yeah. Hugh Jackman's my boy, but outside of that, I don't know. Yeah. I'm just kind of done with everybody else.
Yeah, I think it's time for the X-Men to come home to Marvel. Real talk. Granted, Marvel doesn't need them anymore. They don't. They got the Inhumans, which is literally just mutants. It was just mutants. Yeah. It was just a different way of saying it.
Aliens from the Creek.
Yeah, they're kind of, so it's we don't really need the X-Men anymore, but I think it's time for them to come home to Marvel. How they will put them in the fold of the MCU, they just won't. Yeah. Wolverine will not be a part of the Avengers as far as I know. Yeah. Because there's no way to be like, oh, by the way, mutants have been going on this whole time, but only mutants know about it.
Yeah. It could be interesting if mutants take place after Phase 2. And it starts happening.
Yeah, after
because the one thing that most people complained about when the X-Men and when that all got put in the same world was, well, why didn't any of the people with superpowers talk about this when it started happening? So then you'd have the faces of the superhero community that are already there have to make statements about how they feel about the X-Men.
Yeah, that can make sense. That can make sense.
I think that could be interesting. I don't know if Hollywood
would be ready for it.
Would do it.
Yeah,
that sounds like a comic thing.
So we'll see.
movie thing.
We'll see. So all that to say, we've had a lot of cool trailers come out in the last couple of days. Out of all the new trailers that you guys saw, what was your favorite?
Batman.
Batman Superman?
Yeah,
Batman Superman.
It was just
Joe?
even.
I mean, the 3-minute Batman Superman versus the little flashes of everything. Well, because Batman and Superman's done filming now. They're already in post production.
Yeah.
All the other ones are still. I'm pretty sure still. Well, Deadpool's wrapped,
Deadpool's
but
done.
Suicide Squad
It's in the can.
either just wrapped or they're still finishing up filming. So
We never even talked about Jared Leto's Joker.
that's what I was just gonna bring up. I was gonna say it was either Batman, Superman, or the last 6 seconds of the Suicide Squad trailer.
The last 6 seconds were really great.
Yeah, I think we had talked about we weren't sure how we felt about Jared Leto in his Joker
from the
role.
picture
And from just the picture.
we weren't. Yeah.
But I can tell you that after seeing him,
On board.
I'm on board.
Yeah.
It seemed like it
Jared
seems
Leto's a
interesting.
phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
He really is.
I would like
And
to hear him say more things.
Yes, because I wasn't really sure about the. See, one of the most important things about the Joker is the voice.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't sure. I couldn't really tell
It'll
what
be-
type of voice he was going for.
Yeah.
It'd be
gotta-
hard to touch Mark Hamill. It
You
will be-
can't touch Mark
You
Hamill.
can't.
Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill are Batman and Joker respectively. You can say whatever you want, but until I get Mark Hamill's approval that you are the Joker, you are not the Joker. You're just some guy.
Right.
So
It'd be really funny if they were driving that little red Corvette thing, like
Oh,
in
yeah.
Harley, and then like 30 Seconds to Mars comes on, or
Yeah,
is that-
yeah,
is
30
that-
Seconds to
and then-
Mars.
and then he's just like he like looks at it, looks back driving, and shuts it off.
yeah, that'd be really
It's
funny.
like a little 5-second thing.
I love
It'd be
that.
so funny.
So
Yeah,
yeah, Jared Leto, if you want to do it right, you need to officially get the Mark Hamill seal of approval.
Yo, Jared, because we know Jared Leto is one of our biggest fans here at Watchers Weekly. So we just want to let you know that we support you, Jared.
We do.
Keep rocking Mr. Leto, and
Follow your
we're
dreams.
excited.
Hashtag
Follow your
Team
dreams.
Jared.
You got it, bro.
Yeah, so, and then my favorite trailer that just came out was the Deadpool one. Only because I already knew the Batman and Superman trailer was going to just do something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but I was like, the Deadpool movie was so up in the air, so far, like we didn't know anything about it, you know? To see the Deadpool movie is going exactly on the track of where I think it should go. I was really excited. I was really satisfied. Everything about it was cool. Colossus is in the movie.
Yes.
Oh my gosh!
Like,
I forgot about that.
out of all the X-Men
Colossus
just
is
randomly
so
be in the movie,
cool.
Colossus is in the movie.
I
and some
love
other
Colossus so much.
So yeah, I like it.
Colossus is so cool.